next guest is the co-chairman and co-CEO of DC Studios and the talented filmmaker behind the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, The Suicide Squad, and Peacemaker. He is the writer, director, and producer of Superman, which is currently the #1 movie worldwide. It's playing in theaters and IMAX now. Let's take a look.
You've gotten a lot of heat on social media lately.
I don't read that stuff. Superman doesn't have time for selfies.
Third person. You're referring to yourself in third person now?
No, it's just a thing I came up with that I thought I'd try to work into the next interview.
This is on the record, Superman.
Okay, well, not the part where I said that.
Yes, that part.
No, that part was an aside. That was off the record.
You have to say off the record beforehand, not afterward.
Why are you being like this?
It's fine. I won't write that you spend your spare time trying to think up sound bites, which are terrible, by the way. Social media.
Yes.
As you may know, or maybe you don't, since you claim not to read any of that stuff.
Very seldomly.
Maybe sometimes people catch you reading it and looking very upset.
Please welcome to the show, James Gunn, everybody. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm happy to finally be here.
Finally got you here. You know, I saw it last night. It was such a delight to see a big movie in a movie theater, and it must be a joy to make a movie like that.
It's harrowing to make a movie like that. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of pressure. It's the first, film ever out of DC Studios, so it was terrifying.
So we were talking backstage, great reviews, big box office, and yet you feel more relief than joy.
I feel more relief than joy. I say I don't know why I do this job sometimes because I work so hard and you work, and then there's all the pressure and the fear and the, people, not always the nicest people in the world.
That's true, yeah.
And then you get to the end and you're like, huh. And I'm like, oh, I feel like what I felt like in my college dorm room. And that's what I've been working for.
You're just working to get back to your dorm room like after taking a test.
That's right.
Well, it's an interesting journey. This is, you mentioned the first film in this DC Studios era, and you chose to do Superman first. Obviously, there's a different path where you choose, I don't want to say lesser, because, obviously all heroes are equal. But you did choose the biggest one first. What was the thinking behind that?
Superman is the first ever superhero. It was created in 1938 by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. He created the concept of superheroes. And so when Peter Safran, my partner, and I took over DC Studios, we thought it would be great to, start off with the original superhero. We've got Matt Reeves doing Batman, so we were excited about that. And then we wanted to do Superman.
That's great. You made a choice in the writing process where you leave out the origin story. Was the thinking everybody knew it at this point, or was it just in the writing you realized you had a different story to tell?
Well, first of all, when I was a little kid and I fell in love with comic books, I learned to read on comic books. And when I opened up, my first Superman comic book, it was Action Comics number 240 or something. It wasn't the first ever issue of Action Comics. And so I was introduced to, Superman in this magical world where he had a flying dog and a Daily Planet gang and giant monsters and robots and sorcery and magic so extreme that it seemed like sorcery. So it was really about, wanting to bring that magical world of comics into a movie.
You mentioned the dog. Krypto is kind of the secret star of this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you realize that Krypto was going to be a big part of this, and how excited were you when you figured that out?
I was very excited. I adopted a dog named Ozu.
Ozu, okay.
Yeah, I went to, he was raised in a woman's backyard. She had a hoarding situation. There were like 60 dogs sleeping on top of each other. He was about a year old, never knew human contact, but he looked hilarious. And he had this one ear that stood up. And I brought him home, and my wife was like, why do we have another dog? And I said, no,
by the way, so you were like, because we had 59 in our backyard.
yeah. That was my 61. So that lady and I have been trading back and forth for a long time.
Yeah.
So I brought him home, and then and I said, no, he's going to be great. He's scared of me. He wouldn't let me touch him. And then he proceeded to destroy my house. He chewed up all my shoes. He chewed up my new $10,000 laptop computer for real. He destroyed all our furniture. Every time I was walking around the house, I walk around the house barefoot on the phone, and he would start biting my feet like really hard. Like I didn't know if he was playing or he hated me or what. And I would have to get up on the counter because I'm on the phone. I can't scream. So I'd have to get up on the counter to be like, the kitchen counter. Then I'll be like, okay, you know, and I'm talking to like David Zaslav from Warner Brothers. And I'm like trying not to scream. And then all of a sudden I see him like jumping up into the air. And then at a certain point I was like, I'm glad he doesn't have superpowers. And then I was like,
oh, then something
bingo.
clicked. Yeah, yeah.
And that really was like that was how the whole thing started, with trying to bring the magic of comic books and the crazy world of DC into a movie.
I will say, and again, I'm not giving too much away because it happens early in the film, but it was lovely to see that even Superman can't control his dog. Like, yeah. And now, is it true that you used your dog as sort of, you scanned your dog?
Yeah, we brought him in. We 3D scanned Ozu, and it wasn't that awe. He was biting everyone. Like I'm not kidding. When I say he's a bad dog, he's really bad. And we scanned him, and that was great. And so then we just put him into the movie, and we.
So this is basically what your dog looks like to some degree.
Except for he's not white.
He's not white.
Except for he's not white. He looks exactly like that. That's Ozu.
And Ozu, we have footage of Ozu watching Krypto, and he doesn't even like this.
He also attacks any animal on TV.
Let's take a look.
This is my dog Ozu barking at the screen. Krypto was actually 3D modeled after Ozu's body. We 3D captured Ozu and turned him into Krypto. We turned him white. And anyway, every time he sees himself come on screen, he tries to murder himself.
That's any time an animal is on screen. Yeah. Like, he barks. I was watching a reality show, and they had some sort of competition on rocking horses, and he's barking at the rocking horses. He sees topiary animals on screen, and he barks at them.
He might be barking because it sounds like you watch very boring television.
Oh, no.
I was watching that rocking horse reality show. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's on.
You make the coolest movies in the world. You're like, my TV sucks.
Oh, believe me, my TV does suck. Yeah, you want the opposite of what you do. You know?
I love. I read a lot of Marvel comics growing up as well, but I was DC first. Very exciting for me to see, maybe characters people know a little bit less. Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, Metamorpho, Hawkgirl. Do you have big plans to sort of bring in these, maybe these second-tier, third-tier heroes?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things about this world. This world is a fantastical alternate reality with all of these different, what we call metahumans, superheroes. Yep. And they're all the supporting characters in this movie, but some of them, we are developing a couple TV shows with some of these characters. We got Peacemaker Season 2 coming out, which also has Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner are in that as well, and other characters from Superman that are going to be surprises along the way.
It was a very special thing happened for me in Peacemaker, which is, John Cena, who of course plays the title character, mentioned my name at one point. And
that's right. Yes.
So that means I'm in the DC universe.
Yeah, that was that.
I exist in the DC universe.
You do. Yeah, Seth Meyers is canon. I can say that now.
But also, I'd love to play a superhero. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you.
Well, yeah. Why'd you say it like that?
Oh, no reason.
Well, I know, I've aged out of a lot of things, but, so even to this day, my Twitter profile. Blue Beetle.
Okay,
so that's Kevin McGuire. Drew me as Blue Beetle. That works, right?
Yeah, that's Ted Kord.
That's Ted Kord.
Yep, that could be good.
You haven't cast that, right?
Yeah. That's not too bad.
Okay. Elongated Man, you don't have that yet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you're going to have to do some CGI work there. That's
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I can't do that.
Yeah, no.
I can get this jacked, though.
That jacked, yeah.
Animal Man? Animal Man's a big favorite.
He's a good character.
He's a good... Oh, wait.
I can't give you that one. That's got to go to somebody really good.
You know what I really appreciate? I appreciate your honesty. No, it's a no-go. It's a no-go on Animal Man. Also, this is very cool. You, as a young man, you were drawing this stuff. You were drawing comics.
Oh my God!
They're spooky.
Oh boy!
By the way, it's like you were asking for a bad dog based on.
Yeah. Oh my God! How did you choose that one out of all of them? Anyway, yeah, I drew comics. I always drew comics.
That's fantastic.
And I did it for a lot of underground newspapers in every college I went to and all that stuff.
How many colleges did you go to?
A few. I had problems.
Are they all trying to claim you now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't claim you then, that's for sure.
Well, everybody would be smart to claim you now. James, I'm thrilled to have you here, and I'm thrilled to have you as a shepherd of a universe that's very important to me. So thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you.
Congratulations, James Gunn. Everyone, Superman is in theaters and IMAX now. I'll be right back with Tony Hawk.